Jai Sriman Narayan. Jai Sriman Narayan. Jai Sriman Narayan. I pay my obeisances to my spiritual master, Srimad Jagadguru Sudarshan Acharyaji Maharaj. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Ramanuj. I pay my obeisances to Mother Lakshmi. I pay my obeisances to the 12 Alvars. I pay my obeisances to the Purva Acharyas. And I pay my obeisances to Lord Sriman Narayan. I welcome all of you here, physically at the Sri Narayan Dham in Durban, South Africa. I welcome those that's watching this discourse locally, nationally and internationally. And I welcome in advance those that's going to be watching this discourse when it is posted in the various groups from around the world subsequently. On our onward march, in the ever exhilarating month of the Ramanujans, as declared by the Sri Narayan Dham, for the purposes of celebrating and paying obeisances to Lord Sriman Narayan and all the pure and supreme devotees that link this disciplic chain since time immemorial to the current stage and dimension. And it is with great relish, with untold or incalculable dimensions of happiness, we celebrate this month. I'm trying to find suitable words to describe this divinity experienced in this month of the Ramanujans. The Supreme Science, the Supreme Lord, His Supreme Disciples, His Supreme Devotees are immeasurable. And in that immeasurable state, it is difficult to find appropriate words to describe this great wealth of experience that we are experiencing here at the Sri Narayan Dham. Every millisecond of every second of every minute of every hour, and every hour of every day. The Sri Narayan Dham is exhilarating in absolute divinity. It is unfortunate that only those that are resident can physically perceive this divinity, but I'm sure the consciousness is all-pervading. And it is in this dimension that we're discussing the 12 Alvars, the supreme devotees of Lord Sriman Narayan. These devotees, partial incarnations of the Supreme Lord Himself, has come down to teach us how to perform bhakti. Lord Sriman Narayan Himself incarnated And in the great epic, the Mahabharata, as Lord Sri Krishna, he spoke the Bhagavad Gita, and the all in all of the Bhagavad Gita is simply to teach us bhakti. He revealed the entire supreme science through the hearts of saints and sages since time immemorial, through the four Vedas, the Upanishads, the Puranas, and Valmiki's Ramayana. All in all, the Lord did all of this simply to teach us bhakti. We can learn bhakti through the science of the Upanishads. We can learn bhakti through the dialogue between Lord Sri Krishna and Arjuna, or Lord Narayan and his partial incarnation Nara, who was in effect Lord Krishna and Arjuna, respectively. We can learn bhakti from the epic, the Ramayana. We can learn bhakti from the Srimad Bhagavatam, from the Vishnu Puran, from the Puranas that are in Satagun, and we can learn bhakti simply through our actions and our heart by following the 12 Alvars who were hymnologists, simply by singing the science of the Vedas. They showed us how our hearts can melt into absolute devotion for the Supreme Lord, who is ever awaiting. He is ever ready to accept us, notwithstanding who we are and where we come from. And it is for this reason he gave the 12 Alvars, and I'm going to later in my discourses explain their different ranking in the world. All of them did not come with pure characters, although they are supreme devotees of the Supreme Lord. They took various characters so that mankind can understand that from any stage, from any character, from any dimension, the minute the seed of bhakti is planted in your heart, it can start to germinate and grow like a creeper from your heart into the heart of Lord Sriman Narayan. And when that creeper has taken firm rooting in Lord Narayan's heart, then you can climb that creeper and sit in his heart itself. This is Bhakti Yoga. This is the science of Bhakti Yoga. This is Vedanta. And this is Vishishtadvaita. This is Sanatan Dharma in a nutshell. Bhakti Yoga is Sanatan Dharma in a nutshell. And it is expounded in its purest form through the Sri Sampradaya. As the Sri Sampradaya is the pulse of the essence of the Supreme Lord, Lord Sriman Narayan. These 12 Alvars have cast in stone hymns that corroborate the Vedas 100%. And these hymns will last for the next 427,000 years. The following of these hymns might be lost timelessly, as it was lost up until Natha Muni's time. It will be lost and it will resurface. It will be lost, it will resurface. And this is the uniqueness of Sanatana Dharma. We have stated that Sanatana Dharma is not a religion because religion is prescribed by prophets. And Sanatana Dharma is prescribed by the Supreme Lord. Prophets may come and prophets may go. The Supreme Lord stays ever eternal. And as the Vedas simply means knowledge. As knowledge is the essence of God, then knowledge cannot be changed. For no individual or group or saint or sage has the capacity to change the essence of God. Vedas is the essence of God. Saints only have capacity to expound the essence of God. If a saint's philosophy is not in accordance with the Vedas, the Upanishads, if it is taken out of context, if it suits a particular purpose only, then that is not authorized Vedas. And this is the reason why at the Sri Narayan Dham we state boldly and fearlessly that the Sri Sampradaya at this point in time, the 28th Kali Yuga, the year 2020, it is only the Sri Sampradaya that is currently expounding the entire Vedas and all its auxiliaries and supplementary and Dharma Sastras as it really is. Not one sentence, not one verse will ever be tempered by the Sri Sampradaya. For the Sri Sampradaya is the essence of Lord Sriman Narayan. It is for this reason that we feel extremely divine in this month. For in this month we dive deep into the reservoir of Lord Sriman Narayan. And from this reservoir of supreme divinity, we pull out divine gems that bedazzles this material universe. However, the material mind is limited and in lieu of the limitations of the material mind, we can only give a small bite at a time. If one chews on this divinity with absolute surrender, with total commitment, then one would relish the ingestion of this divinity in every cell of one's body until it reaches the core of one's being. And the core of one's being is the ever vibrating soul. So, with all of this in mind, we have declared an entire month of satsangs specifically teaching the essence of the Supreme Personality, Lord Sriman Narayan, and the Sri Sampradaya. We come to the next Alvar, and let us pay our obeisances. And I'll spell Tondara Dipodi Alvar. T-O-N-D-A-R-A-D-I-P-P-O-D-I. T-O-N-D-A-R-A-D-I-P-P-O-D-I. Alvar. And the verse reads, I take refuge in that greatest of devotees, known by the name Bhaktang Gri Renu. Bhaktang Gri Renu. And I'll spell it B-H-A-K-T-A-N-G-R-I-R-E-N-U. In bracket, it means dust of the devotee's feet. In brackets, dust of the devotee's feet. Close brackets, who was born under the influence of the asterism Jayesta, in brackets, 18th stellar mansion, close brackets, in the month of Agriyana, A-G-R-A-H-A-Y-N-A, in brackets, December, January, as an incarnation of Sri Vishnu's Vanamala, V-A-N-A-M-A-L-A, at Madangudi, M-A-N-D-A-N-G-U-D-I, Madangudi, in the kingdom of the Cholas. The next Alvar Tirupannal Alvar, T-I-R-U-P-P-A-N-A-L-V-A-R. I take refuge in Muni Vahana, M-U-N-I-V-A-H-A-N-A. Muni Vahana, known as Sripana, Sripana, comma, who was born in Nichulapura, 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 in the month of Kartika, Kartika, in brackets, November, December, under the influence of the asterism Rohini, in brackets, fourth stellar mansion, who is the incarnation of Sri Vishnu's Srivasta, and who is the foremost among singers. Jai Sriman Narayan.